The oyster is such an amazing creature. The oyster is what we call a filter feeder, and in the process of filtering for food, they purify the water that is around them. When they purify the water, they are regulating the salinity, nutrients, and pollution that is inside the water. And just about all marine life that lives in the bay rely on this to survive. As you can see in front of me, there are oysters stacked on top of each other. How do they do this? When oysters land on top of each other, they make a cement-like glue that holds them strong together and become a solid structure. This is called an oyster reef. Oyster reefs are a strong, natural infrastructure that protects all of the Texas shorelines from erosion. And in this process, it also protects all of the man-made structures that are on the shoreline. In early 2016, it was noticed that the populations of oysters were declining dramatically. One of the main reasons of this would be sports fishermen and commercial fishermen overfishing and overcollecting the Texas oyster. But more importantly, in the year 2016, there was a huge influx of storms that came and hit the Texas coastline. There was then a noticeable imbalance in the salinity of the water. This caused many oysters to die due to lack of salinity and nutrients in the water.
There is a fairly new development that is called oyster farming, which is the process of raising oysters in the crates shown in the slide to sell to stores and restaurants, so those businesses do not have to buy from commercial fishermen, which disrupt the natural habitat of the oyster.
The Hart Research Institute founded a program called Sinker Shucks. This program is fairly simple. What they do is they take oyster shells from local restaurants and businesses and they place them back into the bay so that new oyster reefs can be created.
The Hart Research Institute is heading up an oyster restoration project. Researchers are currently testing oysters in different areas for dermo to see what areas are most susceptible to it and looking for ideal places to restore oysters along the coastlines.
And this is where you can get involved. The next time you're at a tourist trap and you're looking for a good restaurant to eat at, make sure you're looking for restaurants that support the Sink Your Shucks program.
And always remember to obey local collection guidelines for the oyster. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Recreational Guidelines state that the oysters you collect must be larger than 3 inches. By doing this, you are protecting the prosperity of oysters that have not reached full maturity for reproduction.
And always remember you can get involved in many conservation programs across the state of Texas. Oh no. I have to do something about this. Not today! On the word. No. Not today. Go! Be free! Live in the wild! My work here is done. Protect the oysters.